All right, welcome back. Part 2 of the Concussion Protocol Podcast for this week. It is here. It is Rivalry Week. It is the best time of the year, the holiest of holy days on the calendar. Thanksgiving weekend. It is what you live for. It is what you breathe for. It is what you cry for better or worse. It is what you will run through a brick wall. You shirk all of your other responsibilities for your entire life in this weekend. If your friends and your family are not on board for this, then this is the kind of weekend where you lock yourself in another room when you had your relatives fly in from out of town, when you have people coming back from military deployments. If they're not about Rivalry Weekend, then you kick them to the curb. If you've got Thanksgiving leftovers that your mom says, no, you're going to sit at the kitchen table and you're going to eat them, sounds like you're ordering a pizza instead of eating Thanksgiving leftovers. That is what Rivalry Week is about. This is the weekend that the fans show up, they show out, they're dedicated. It doesn't matter if you are 1-10 going up against your 10-1 rival. There are no such thing as records here. There are no such thing as who should or should not be doing anything. It is 100% who wants it more, and we are here for it. We're going to get straight into the meat of this right after this. I want to say thank you again for everybody who's chiming in. It is getting more and more consistent on our views that we're getting 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 views. When we started this, we were like maybe a couple hundred. We are now pinching ourselves every week. And I don't want to say we're getting used to it because we're really not. Because every single week we're so grateful to see thousands of views coming in. And I mean dozens and dozens and dozens of comments. Close to hundreds of comments over the course of every video that we release of these episodes every week. The engagement, guys, that's what we appreciate. That's what we want more than any views, any likes. We want the comments. We want to hear from you. And the best way that you guys can hear from us so that we can continue this conversation is by subscribing. We appreciate the likes. We love the comments. We love the views. But if you want to be part of the platform that gives you, the fan, the voice, then you gotta subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Spotify for the full length episodes that are easy listening on there. We're getting close. We're getting closer to every day to hitting some major milestones on all these platforms. But we need you guys to be following us so that you guys get alerted. The big companies, the big media groups are not going to give you the voice. They're going to let you be followers, and that's it. They're going to let you absorb what they want you to hear, which is the same drivel that they've been peddling for decades and decades now because they have the monopoly. But we have the power to change that. But you have to be aligned with something that will give you the voice. That will allow you to have it put in front of you. The algorithm doesn't trust you enough to know what you want or to think that you don't know what you want. Okay. You have to tell it what you want. So please throw some follows our way, throw some subscriptions our way, because it helps you to be able to get your voice heard out there. Awesome. Thank you so much. We are moving into our week 14 highlighted picks speed option. This was a fun thing we did last week. I really enjoyed it, where you're just going to hear us go off the cuff. We're talking 10 seconds or less on all of these picks before we get into some of the bigger ones. It didn't work out very well for me, obviously, to not have a lot of reasoning in some of these. This is my worst week yet, was the first week that we did these, but it was fun nonetheless. So without further ado, Chase, get us off to a rip-roaring start. These week 14 highlighted picks, speed option.
To be fair, Connor, your worst picks were in the read option, not the speed option.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah, you do worse when you don't know what you're talking about.
At one point, you had...
When I stick with the vibes, the eye test.
For reference, you picked Nebraska, Florida, and Georgia Tech, and they were all being blown out in the first quarter.
Yeah, Florida was tough, man.
What a turn.
I was nauseated by Florida.
And then Georgia Tech started coming back, and I was like, stop it. And then Chance bribed somebody at the game and made it happen. I don't know how he did it.
We don't talk about that.
He flew all the way there and bribed them.
All right.
Speed option, week 14, highlighted picks, rivalry week. Navy at Memphis. Who wants to start?
Navy is playing with a lot of confidence right now, and Memphis has played some of their worst football recently. This is a risky pick, and I hate that you're making me pick it, but I'm finally putting my faith in a service academy. Go Navy. Go midshipman.
I just think Justin Timberlake and FedEx are way too much for the Naval Academy of the United States to beat.
Yeah, this one's just hard because it's hard to pick with these naval academies. It's either Horvath is going to go off and carry his team to a weird victory, or Memphis is going to do what Memphis does and against most teams, and that's win. So I'm picking Memphis.
I just hope it's a good game, man. I honestly do.
These have all been good games. These American Conference games, they've been good games. They've just gone weird directions. You just didn't expect it. Like, I really thought USF was going to be special, and they weren't. They lost to both of these teams. All right, Iowa at Nebraska.
Well, neither one of these teams has a quarterback, so I'm going to go with the one that has a defense, Iowa.
Same pick for the exact same reason.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats, and honestly, Nebraska runs the ball pretty well, for a lot better than I would have thought. But they're Nebraska, and they got destroyed last week, and I just don't think that the momentum's in their corner. I know Iowa's struggling as well, but they were struggling against way better teams than Penn State with their second win in conference this year. So,
well, and that's Iowa's football game.
Yeah.
Struggle until you win.
Yep, so I'm going with Iowa. Another Big Ten matchup, Oregon at Washington. Used to be a Pac-12 matchup. Now it's a boring Big Ten matchup.
Love nothing more than Washington to win this game. But I just can't believe that they will.
I have picked Oregon over Washington so many times in my life and been so sadly disappointed by Oregon blowing it. But I'm still going with them. I haven't learned my lesson. Go Ducks.
I, on the other hand, hopefully have learned my lesson. I have picked against Oregon the last 2 weeks, and while they played it very close against Iowa, and Iowa probably should have taken it, and then USC just decided to crumble, Oregon looks good enough to win this game, so I'm taking Oregon, especially with what Washington did against Wisconsin. Houston at Baylor. Cougs at Bears.
I think Baylor's going to a bowl game this year. I have to believe. I have to believe in something. And you can say it's the vibes. I hate Houston more than anything else in this world.
It's not the vibes. You're riding off of pure spite and hate.
And
You have joined the
I-
dark side, Emperor
I
Palpatine.
have a dartboard with the University of Houston logo taped over it every single day that I throw at and spit on it. I painted my toilet bowl with Houston's logo. They know what they did.
Yeah, they know what they did. I chose Houston last week against TCU, and by all means, they really could have easily won that game, and they just choked. They choked so hard. They should have won that game. And Baylor's been getting steamrolled too, but I think Baylor has the better offense, and that's going to carry them through this win. It's at Baylor as well, so I'm hoping that helps them.
I'm actually going Houston on this one, just because we know that TCU is a better team than Baylor, just because of their record, their head-to-head, etc. They've got a better defense, and Houston barely lost to them. So I'm going to squeak in Houston a win here. They're a good enough team. They're surprisingly a good enough team that they won't lose back-to-back. They won't let that happen. And Baylor is just a wild card. You can't trust them. Sawyer Robertson can throw for 300, 400 yards, and they'll get blown out. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, give me Houston.
We mentioned it earlier. Should have, could have, should have, would have, could have, should have. Florida State at Florida. Could have been a ranked matchup at the beginning of the season. It looked like it might be, and it is now the second battle for the toilet bowl.
This might be the hardest game to pick, honestly, of the whole season.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
Who am I supposed to pick? For some reason, I'm going to go with Florida State because Florida was flat out awful last week, and I cannot repeat that pick.
Yeah, but Florida State's no Tennessee. I have put my faith in Florida so many times, and they've only won 3 times all year long. Florida, one more time. Do it for me. Go Gators. Have some pride, people. It's your rival. You're at home. Figure it out. Go out of the season right off to the sunset as a winner.
One of these teams is fighting for a bowl game. The other is not.
Could you imagine how hard they're going to try to play to keep their rival out of the bowl game after the season they've had?
If I'm
This is gonna
going
be a
down,
bloodbath.
you're going down with me.
Exactly.
Chomp, chomp.
Exactly.
Florida. I'm picking Florida as well. Yeah, no, I picked Florida State. I thought they could pull
They
out last week.
want to keep Florida State out of the postseason more than they want to be in the postseason.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yes, they got
One of
blown
these
out by
teams
Tennessee.
has a chance. One of these teams has a coach, and yet
Yeah. One of them has a
one
coach
of these
in-
teams did not just. My soul was taken from me for picking Florida last week. I'm not going to let it happen again.
That's fair. But my soul was taken from me for picking Florida State. So it seems we've reached an impasse.
Yeah.
All right. The battle for the who got beat less by BYU in the last 2 weeks. Cincinnati on the road at TCU.
I truly was impressed by Cincinnati last week, and I was not impressed by TCU the last couple weeks. I still think they have a good team. Maybe they got out coached. Maybe they came in with the wrong game plan. Maybe it was just slipping around the field for TCU. But I liked what I saw of Cincinnati. I think that they're going to have some pride and try to come back after back-to-back rough weeks, and I think they come out with victory.
I feel like I'm just gonna get pummeled this week. I am so scared for this week. I might slip all the way back to last place. I'm picking the Horned Frogs again. I'm seeing they're gonna play with some pride. Obviously, this is not a rivalry game, but it's at TCU in Dallas. Go Frogs. I think the Bearcats are slipping a little bit. I think they're mentally fried. Come on, Frogs. I believed in you so many times. Take it home.
Man, I'm picking all the same teams that Connor picks, and it's scaring me. But every time I've changed my pick, I've been punished for it. So I'm sticking with the Horned Frogs as well. I analyzed this a lot earlier. I'm forgetting why I analyzed it so much, but like the details of it. But I'm absolutely taking TCU. I believe that they cause more turnovers than Cincy. They haven't been causing a lot of turnovers in Cincy. I'm hoping that'll be the difference. And our last speed option pick, the only one that has playoff implications. I get no, that one didn't either. The only one that has playoff implications. SMU at Cal.
I like
SMU.
Texas teams, man.
You like Texas? You like Texas teams?
I love Texas teams. If there's one thing people say about me, it's how much I love Texas football teams.
Chance, you're not gonna pick Cal.
Did you see what happened to him last week?
What if Cal wins? Duke might make it.
That's true. Wait a second. No, I can't.
He's not gonna put his money where his mouth is.
I can't with a clear conscience. You know what, Chase? You're going to pick SMU, right?
Yeah.
So then there's no loss for me if I pick SMU.
There is, because
Unless you go Cal.
Duke doesn't have a chance then.
No. I mean, there's no loss for me to pick for
Make a decision. This is a speed round.
It's SMU. I'm not changing my mind.
Darn. SMU. They're getting hot at the right time.
They
All
also
right,
lost to mid-tier Big 12 teams.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yep. One on the road, too. But yeah. One at home, too. That's the end of the speed round. We're now in the read option, boys. Connor, you can rant as long as you want about these teams. ACC matchup.
Right, go ahead.
ACC matchup. Miami at Pitt.
I'm not saying that they are necessarily the top 10 team that we thought they were at the beginning, but I do think that they are a better team than we thought that they fell to. I am willing to, at this point, with the data that we have right now, consider the Louisville loss a fluke, which means that the SMU loss is their only other bad loss, and that was to the tied for second place in the ACC, or I guess technically three-way tie for first in the ACC. SMU. SMU is looking like it's still a good team. They played them close, had what I can confidently consider at this point a fluke loss to Louisville. I still do not believe in Pitt one single tiny bit. So I'm going Miami, even though it's on the road.
If you're a Miami fan, man, what a rough time. I feel for you because you barely missed the playoffs last year. This year, it looks like you're barely going to miss the playoffs as well. And you had two bad, inexplicable losses, but you had some great wins. And they're coming to form again, and they're looking like that team like, hey, that is that dominant, really good team. So I like them in this one. I don't think that they should overlook Pitt, though, because I know Pitt got blown out by Notre Dame, who also is playing very well right now. I know we talked about how worthy they are to be in the playoffs, but Notre Dame's playing well. Pitt, I used to think that they're one-dimensional, but I mean, last year they ran the ball all over the Georgia Tech, and they can throw the ball as well. So they'll hit you many different ways. They've got players on defense, they've got players on offense. So don't overlook them. But the strengths of this Miami team and what they're able to do when they're firing in all cylinders is impressive. And I think that they're going to come out with a win.
Yep, we're unanimous on this one. I think the only way Miami loses this game is Carson Beck plays terrible. I think that's the only way they lose. I think the significant difference between these teams right now is offensive line play, specifically protecting your quarterback. Miami has only given up 7 sacks this year, which is really sad to hear that they've only given up 7 sacks, and yet Carson Beck has thrown all those picks thinking he's going to get sacked. So they've only given up 7 sacks. Their offensive line is playing really well, protecting the quarterback. Heichel, on the other hand, has been sacked 26 times, and their backup has been sacked 9 times. So their Pitt is not protecting their quarterback very well. They do have some high velocity offense that kind of makes up for it, and that really helped obviously against a Georgia Tech team that doesn't really have a pass rush or a defense at all. But Miami's different. Miami has a defense.
Yeah,
They might not be the best defense.
Ruben Jr.?
They've showed some cracks, but they have a defense. So Miami's defense is also really good at causing fumbles specifically. So if you're getting to the quarterback, you get a strip sack once, that could change the game easily in this matchup. You want to talk about home field advantage too. Pitt's already lost twice at home this year, once in a blowout and once to Louisville, who is crumbling. So I can't see that as an advantage for them right now. So I think Miami can easily get this done. I'm taking Miami. Carson Beck, don't choke. All right. This could have been two top 10 teams. And instead Georgia Tech choked real hard. And now it's one top 5 team against a team that might not be ranked next week. Georgia at Georgia Tech. Last year, this game went to 8 overtimes. 8 overtimes. This week, this game's going to be over by the third quarter. Georgia, go Dogs.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be over quick. Georgia Tech has no defense whatsoever, and Georgia is going to pound them. If they're able to field a team that isn't all arrested by speeding tickets, then yes, they're going to destroy them.
Yeah, I mean, I told you they were dead to me after this next loss. I still believe in Haynes King. Last year, and if you want to follow trends too, I think that Georgia, yes, they won, but they were supposed to blow them out last year too. And Georgia, I think that they were still embarrassed that it was even a close loss, even though it is a rivalry. I think Georgia is going to be absolutely out for blood. I still feel like Georgia feels disrespected, even as number 4 in the country, because I still feel like they're not getting hype to be the guys, even though they've got 1 3-point loss against Alabama. Like, I still feel like they're not being talked about enough as legitimate, like, they could go all the way this year, and they are looking to stomp and eviscerate their rivals, take out all the angst that they've been feeling, and put on a clinic against this team. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. Would love to see it be, but this Georgia Tech team is falling apart, and you're not going to catch Georgia sleeping 2 years in a row. I don't care where it is. These stands are going to be empty by, like Chase said, by about halfway through the third quarter, because I believe it's at Georgia Tech this year, and it's not going to be pretty. Not at all.
Yeah, Georgia is 4 points away from probably being the number 1 team in the country, so they probably do feel a little disrespected.
Yeah.
Handle your
Ohio
business.
State sitting up there. Yeah. Seeing Ohio State and Indiana in front of them right now is probably feeling terrible.
Yeah. Hey, Haynes King has been amazing, and he probably deserves to go to New York to be in the discussion for Heisman, but his defense is atrocious.
The rest of that team is not there.
His defense is atrocious, and Georgia's offense is really good.
They're humming, man.
All right. That big game up north, probably one of the only entertaining games in this conference. Ohio State goes to the big house against their hated rival Michigan, who has owned them, has leashed them the last 4 years. Who's going to win? Can somebody knock off the Buckeyes?
Chance, you go first. I want to hear your thoughts.
I've gone first every single time.
What are you talking about?
All right, I'll go first. and you can bash me, you can hate me, you can say disgusting things to me.
Ugh, I'm already disgusted.
I think Ohio State blows the crap out of Michigan. I don't see how Michigan can score on these guys, and then vice versa. I think that Ohio State is going to be very angry about hearing the crap over and over and over again, and they're going to want to run the scoreboard as high as they can. And I just don't see how Michigan can keep up with them. Can't. Defensively, offensively, all categories. State's going to blow them out.
This is rivalry week, my friend. If there was ever a week where vibes matter, where the feelings in the universe, your ability to interact with the ether, it's this weekend. There are no rules, there are no stats, there are no trends. There is only who hates the other guy more and who wants the other guy to be more embarrassed and pummeled into the ground. I will say the tensions have rarely ever been higher between these two schools, but Michigan does have an outside shot at the playoff, and they would practically solidify it with this. Ohio State, no matter what they do, is getting in. They could lose this game, and if Oregon blows it and they're still in the championship and they lose to Indiana in the Big Ten, they will still be put in, even losing the last two games of the season. Michigan wants this more than anybody could possibly imagine, and I do believe that extends to more than Ohio State. Go Blue. At home, that will be a deafening roar. You saw what happened last year. That was the national champion Ohio State Buckeyes that lost to 6-6 Michigan. This Michigan team is riding high on a streak. All streaks are meant to be broken. I don't think it's going to be this year, though. I actually think it's more likely that it would be next year. But I think they're going to get one more year out of it, and then they're going to lose next year.
Mm-hmm. I spent the most time on this one.
It's an easy answer. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not. I have a stat for you. Since 2007, the team that rushes for the most yards in this game wins. Ohio State has the third best rushing defense, except they've played a ton of pipsqueaks, mostly teams that throw the ball even. Michigan has the ninth best rushing defense, and while they've not played that higher of a caliber of rushing teams, they played better, so they have a good rushing defense. On the other hand, Michigan has the ninth best rushing. Sorry, did I just repeat that? Yes, I did. To add to that, Michigan is top 10 in rushing yards per game in the nation. Ohio State is outside of the top 50. Go Blue. The rushing yards are going to determine this game. They're going to out-physical their rival at home, and they're going to beat them for the fifth year in a row. Go Blue.
I hope you guys are right from the bottom of my heart. Hope you guys are right, but I'm happy with a free win.
He cares.
I am so pumped for that game.
He cares more about this game than he does about how we all feel, you know? Wouldn't you rather
I would rather Michigan win, but I'm not cynical.
I don't know if everybody understands the perspective. Yes, rivalry week is huge, and there are teams that everybody hates with a fiery, burning passion. As given that none of us like register the Big Ten as our fan bases, and we've talked plenty of smack about them all year long, there are a handful of games that the rivalries are just plain built different. The Iron Bowl is one of them. I would dare say that LSU Alabama is also up there. I would say Florida, Georgia, maybe, but there is no rivalry in college football that is as bitter to the end as Michigan, Ohio State. There is no more impassioned rivalry where they literally build the stadiums just to try to outdo the attendance for each other for this game. 107,000 people in the big house for what is it? They've got like 18 consecutive years of sellouts there. And this year, nobody believes outside of Columbus that Ohio State deserves to be number one. And nobody is more angry and furious about it than Michigan. I guarantee you. There is something about the depths of the hatred that runs between these two programs that few people can comprehend. It is something special to behold, and that makes it so that and you're right. Michigan's identity as a program since the dawn of time is hard-nosed rushing, and I think that it is going to be a bloody, physical, in the trenches battle that I think Michigan will come out on top at because they are going to impose their will in this game because they simply hate more.
Another rivalry that is pretty one-sided. It's been pretty one-sided,
especially recently.
It's been pretty one-sided. They have, until last year, they hadn't played like 15 years, but they're playing each other every year now. This is their rival, Texas A&M, on the road at Texas. Whew, man. If there is a year for Texas A&M to do it, it is this year. You have everything on the line. Your SEC championship hopes, which you guys have never won an SEC championship. I don't think they've even ever been to an SEC championship. This would be this is for that chance to play in that game, to continue an undefeated season, maybe even have a perfect season if the seedings help you out in the playoffs. All you have to do is go into Austin and beat the rival that has beaten you 46. They are 46-13-1 in Austin.
That's the rivalry?
46-13-1 in Austin. It's about half. It's pretty close, half and half in Aggie land. But in Austin, it is very one-sided. And is battered Aggie syndrome a real thing? After watching that South Carolina game, that is really scary to think, to be an Aggie fan and to be cheering for the Aggies in this game. But at the same time, I think we've all noticed this year that Texas offensive line is trash. It's not good. A&M is great at getting to the quarterback. In fact, they are second in sacks behind Oklahoma with 39 sacks this year. 39. Texas, they're right behind them. They're third in sacks at 37. But if I'm choosing between Arch Manning and Marcel Reed to get out of a sack, I'm going to pick Marcel Reed. I think Arch might have a better arm, but I think Marcel is more elusive, and I think he can escape that a lot better. Also, A&M is first in the country in defensive third down efficiency. Opponents get a third down 22% of the time. They're number one in the nation. That paired with Texas already big struggles on offense and a non-existent run game to basically leave them at third and long a majority of the time. I think it all equals one thing, and that is an A&M win on the road and an 8-4 season for the Longhorns. Horns down. See you in the Relia Quest Bowl.
Agreed. I think now this is exactly the kind of thing that the Aggies would historically blow, but Texas has legitimately shown cracks all year long, and that it's rivalry week. Anything can happen. Throw the records out the window. But if there was a possibility for Texas to worm their way in to the playoffs somehow, the committee might be crazy enough to let this be the way. If they had a top 3 victory over their rival to close out the year. I'm not saying they'd do it, but I wouldn't put it past them. Texas A&M really feels like this is their year. And honestly, they are a more talented team. As you're saying, Arch Manning, yes, has looked very good. All things, as much of a hard time as we've given him, he is clearly the best player on that, especially on that offense. But Marcel Reed ain't no slouch. And even if, I'm not saying he is, but let's say that Arch Manning is better than Marcel Reed, just for argument's sake, everything else about Texas A&M is better, at least on offense. Even if you wanted to say that the defenses are equal caliber, I just think Texas A&M is a much more complete team. Now, there's going to be some people that want to ruin their season up there in Austin, but I don't think this is going to be the year to do it. I think the Aggies hold. I think it'll be a close game. I think it's going to come down to a shootout. I really do. But I think that Aggies pull it off.
All right. You guys bring up a lot of good points. This is a hard one. But I think when you look at Texas A&M, I don't know if all those stats can be as convincing to me. Because if you draw a line, again, we talked about this, in the SEC, literally every single opponent under this line, Texas A&M has played, and they have not played any. And it's a straight line. Like every single team they've played below this line, they have not played any above this line. The quality of opponents that they have played, they're just not what Texas is, and they've barely escaped week after week, especially on the road. They've had such a great home field advantage. They're finally going to be tested. Texas, they don't want to go away, and they don't go away. The only people who turn Texas away is Georgia, not Texas A&M. I think the cracks are going to show this game, and Texas A&M is still going to make the playoffs, still going to be a happy team, but they're not going to the championship game, and they're not going to beat Texas. And Texas fans will cry and cry and cry until they make the playoffs, which maybe the committee will let them in, but they'll beat Texas A&M.
We're on the tape on this one because Chance, what was it? 2 weeks ago, he said, if Texas beats Georgia, I will take them over A&M. And then they got mollywopped in Georgia. And he goes, doesn't matter. Hook 'em.
It's more an indication on the A&M that I'm seeing some cracks and some things I don't trust.
They definitely have cracks. And that line thing.
Not as many cracks as the Longhorns, though. Give me a break.
Not as much as the
Longhorns are at home in a rivalry game,
line.
Connor. Anything goes. They want it more. They are angry. They don't like to see their rivals get recruits and be in their house. And
yeah. A&M's got about
they're just going to
20
hit them
years
harder.
of rivalry.
They're going to rub down their teeth. They're going to scream that I hate you more and win this game.
A&M has more hatred, I promise you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
You said that line thing, and that's definitely true. However, I think the difference is that I think Texas should be below that line. They escaped narrowly against Kentucky and Mississippi State, who are below that line. They would needed overtime.
So has Texas A&M.
They
Arkansas,
needed overtime
Auburn.
For Kentucky.
Auburn, Mississippi. They've escaped time after time. Texas A&M. You've got Auburn, you've got Florida. They escaped through them. South Carolina, they barely
Texas lost to Florida.
Arkansas.
Texas lost to
Florida.
Arkansas was another rivalry game, and that was a road game.
I'm just saying, if you look at both schedules, both teams have done the same thing. Just Texas has had a harder schedule than Texas A&M, and Texas is at home.
All right, it's your pick.
All right, this game I don't think has ever been a ranked matchup, and it finally is, guys. This is a rivalry that has been very one-sided, and that's because one team is historically horrible. But Pavia is keeping it magical. Vanderbilt on the road in Knoxville against Tennessee.
Pavia wants it more. Pavia's mom wants it more.
Connor knows that all these people want it more than the other because he knows their thoughts and feelings.
Listen, guys, Chance, I had a coworker one time.
You know what's
the weird thing? I'm the only one who has inside information on this game. I actually have somebody in the locker room in this game.
For Vandy? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's the chiropractor or whatever, right?
Yeah. I'm the one who knows.
No, Tennessee is dead to me after last week. Or sorry, Florida. Yeah, disregard. Tennessee destroyed Florida. Tennessee does not come up clutch in these times, and Pavia. I think that it's going to be another shootout. It's going to be a tough game. But I actually do think that Vandy can pull it off, and it's going to be Diego Pavia being the hero. Think it's going to be real close. I think Joey Aguilar is going to be trying to prove that Pavia ain't the best thing since sliced bread, that he can go toe-to-toe with him. But this isn't Alabama. This is Tennessee. And Tennessee is not as good as they are being made out to be this year. They just are not. And Vanderbilt, I still think, is better than they've been than they have been given credit for. They goofed against Bama. What was the other one? Was that Georgia? Something like that. They had two tough losses. But they want to finish this one out strong. They really, really do. And I think they will.
Going with the Commodores.
Want me to go? I'll go. Neither of these teams have beat a ranked team. Well, I'm assuming that Missouri's going to be taken out. I don't trust this Tennessee team. I don't. I think it's been fool's gold all season. They had one really close game, inexplicably, to Georgia, which they should have won. They should have won that game. But besides that, they've got a great offense. One of the top-ranked offenses. They've let it slip a little bit, but it's still, a great offense with a struggling defense. Vanderbilt plays sneaky winning football. And I think that's going to be enough to beat Tennessee on the road, but that's not hard. I mean, it's not an easy game. Anytime you play at Tennessee and that fan base, it's going to be tough. So I think it's going to be a close game. I can't say it confidently that Vanderbilt's going to win, but I give the edge to them right now.
I respect it. I would like to see Pavia, do well, get his trip to New York, maybe even get it. I don't see it. He's their whole team, man. It's him and their tight end. Their defense is atrocious. They almost gave up 30 points to LSU. We had our best offensive game against them. Their defense is atrocious. And Tennessee has played better defenses. They haven't won those games, but they played better defenses and almost beat Georgia. They played well against Oklahoma. They just didn't finish it out. And honestly, Oklahoma just has the best defense in the SEC. Vandy does not have that defense. I'm not saying that Tennessee has a significantly better defense than them, but they don't need it to be that much better if they're scoring every drive. And I think they can. As long as Aguilar, the only thing I have on him, as long as Aguilar does not turn the ball over a million times, I think Tennessee takes it.
I can see it. I'll get it off my chest. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
The
Bama's gonna
Iron
blow 'em
Bowl.
out. I'm sorry, guys.
Iron Bowl. Magic happens at Jordan Hare, boys. The Iron Bowl. Can it happen?
I wish it would happen. Trust me, there's nobody more motivated than me to see Alabama lose this game. I have more stake in it as a fan than any of you guys. And that's why I have to be realistic about it. And
want
it's
them
just
to
not
win.
going to happen.
You want them to win.
Yeah, for his hot take, but as his personal, his actual personal desires, no.
They're one spot above BYU.
So if they got knocked out of the playoffs and maybe made it easier for BYU, would you take that and a wheel spin over the alternative?
I would take a wheel spin. Yeah, I would take a wheel spin and have Alabama lose. Problem is, it's not going to happen. What are you marking down? Are you marking down me picking Alabama? Because you should.
Yeah.
That's my pick. Okay.
No, I'm obviously doing a hot take on you right now. I'm writing down your pick, Connor.
I am coming back down to earth for one game. It's going to be this one. I know all of the bitter hatred, and I know I just said it's arguably the second most heated rivalry. Auburn's bad, though. They're real bad. And I just don't trust you. You say it happens, yes, but it hasn't happened in a very long time, which I suppose you could say it's overdue. But have there been some really close Iron Bowls? Yes. But the last time they actually won it was 2019. I think that was Bo Nix's freshman year, or if it was 2019, it could have been his first senior year, given how many extra shots that guy had. But yeah, maybe I cannot imagine that in the same day, Michigan would win and Alabama would also lose. And I'm not even going to call it an Auburn win. I'm just going to call it an Alabama loss because that's what's so much more important to me. I feel like what's that?
The next big thing at Auburn, Deuce Knight, what he did last week against those Mercer, whatever. What is Mercer?
Yeah, where they started off 14-14 for the first 25 minutes of the game. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's at Jordan Hare. You're right. I might live to get. I would be overjoyed. I will happily take this L, but I think that Auburn's going to take it for me.
You disappoint me, Connor.
I just don't trust Auburn not to come up in the biggest moments. I do not.
Hey Chase, you can give him payback for your next pick.
Maybe. Connor, you disappoint me.
I know. I'm disappointed in me. I wish. I don't know why I can't bring myself. I wrote down first that Auburn was going to win this one, and then I changed it. And I'm just
that hurts even more. You should have kept that a secret.
Yeah, I originally wrote it down that I'm like, the more I looked at my answer, I'm like, I was just going, I'm like, yep, yeah. I would be so overjoyed to lose that pick.
Magic happens at Jordan Hare, Connor. Magic.
Yeah, magic almost happens in Jordan Hare.
Magic happens at Jordan Hare, but only when Auburn's
so pick them.
Only.
Yeah, Bo Nix.
Season.
Jackson Arnold, they know Bo Nix.
Auburn this season only scores enough, like a good amount of points, against bad defenses. They haven't scored more than 20 points against a decent defense this season. They have not performed offensively whatsoever against any good defense.
And Alabama is a what defense? Top 10?
They are at 9 in total defense right now. Auburn will do just enough to put them at 11 for me, and they'll lose. Unranked an unranked Auburn hasn't beaten Alabama since 2003. And that was a year that Alabama was also not ranked. It's not going to happen this year, unfortunately. If Auburn had won a couple of their coin flip games, like that Oklahoma game that really should have been theirs, they'd have almost pulled it off against A&M. they had gotten those, they might have the magic. They don't this year.
Or maybe they saved the magic.
Yeah, I don't think so. Their offense is atrocious. So
Chase, you disappoint me.
I won't say you didn't even waver. You never even once thought about saying Auburn, so I don't want to hear it.
I picked Ohio State, Texas, and Alabama.
Yeah, you have the most boring, like disgusting.
You don't believe in
slate.
any kind of magic. You
This
are no
dude
fun at
It's
Disneyland.
playing
And there's nobody who wants those more than I do.
And
I'm
want
just
it bad
realistic.
enough to believe.
manifest. You used your
You
hex
can't
magic.
use your facts and logic for everything. This is sports.
You used your hex magic with all these wheel spins. Why not use it on making Alabama lose? Damn it!
crunch the numbers again.
Crunch the numbers again.
Okay, Chase, rip it off. Go ahead. Take it home. I
Smelly
can't.
smell.
You're so quiet. I can't even hear you.
Connor, can you smell it? The smelly
The
smell.
smelly smell that smells smelly.
The smelly smell that smells smelly.
Smells like cat pee.
Anchovies, which is what
Wild
you have to freeze, by the way, and lick until it thaws. Is the anchovies, by the way. Just a reminder. The Territorial Cup, Connor, where Thanksgiving graces go to die, where families are divided and people never talk to each other again until the next year when they talk more shit. Connor, you went to ASU. You grew up the biggest ASU fan. ASU was mentioned 16 times at your wedding and only once by me. We have a picture. We have multiple pictures doing this at your wedding. How do you feel about Arizona coming to Tempe with the same record as us, as hot as they are? How comfortable are you for Friday night?
This is a high stakes game for both teams. It really is. I mean, I'm gonna say ASU. Like, I'm not turning my back on the Sun Devils in the Territorial Cup. Part of the reason that I switched to Auburn or switched from Auburn was because I know that I'm putting so much magical voodoo.
You use the Iron Bowl as a cushion because you.
Gladly, honestly. I will leverage my vibes. I will leverage my karma with by saying that I believe that Alabama is going to win a football game through gritted teeth in order to buy a little bit more manifestation for the Sun Devils. I will say, and I've been saying it all year, even since the preview episode, ASU has one of the highest ceilings of any team in the nation. They are dinged up, though, and they're obviously without their starting quarterback, but they got Tyson back. He had a good game last week, though they limited him safely. If Jeff Sims plays to his potential, I don't care who they're playing against in this conference, they have a chance to do it. It's the Territorial Cup. I'm not saying it's the biggest rivalry in college football, but it is a bitter and bloody rivalry, and it is all I think about for 364 days a year. And absolutely, ASU has the potential to do it. Now, U of A also has the potential to do it. It's in Tempe. It is another sold-out crowd, though it is definitely going to be mixed in that town. Yeah, it's gonna. I just hope it's a good one, and I think that ASU comes out on top because I think they want it more. I think that they want. There are
Connor,
so many. Go ahead.
You said 364 days of the year. What's the one day of the year that you don't think about it?
The day that it's happening, when I don't have to be speculating.
But you're going to be thinking about it. I guess,
Okay.
I understand what you're saying now, but the way you said it didn't make any sense. That's fine.
On leap year, I think about it 365 days a year.
I thought you were going to say, well, on Mother's Day or something, out of respect for my mother. I don't know.
What? No, my mom is the one who made me this way. I probably wouldn't be so rabid of a fan if I had gone to therapy and gone over about some parental trauma of being dragged every single weekend to these ASU games until I got Stockholm syndromed to the point where now, like, even my mom is like, "Whoa, dude, chill, it's football." I'm like, "No, you made me what I am. You will sit here and listen."
You merely inherited the pain. I was born and it's molded by it.
I was molded by it. I didn't see ASU win a game until I was a man. Go Devils, forks up, fear the fork. I am scared, but I'm always scared of this one. Every single year I'm scared of this one, no matter what. There's no such thing as this one being a gimme. I have seen everything. I've seen 1-point victories. I've seen 3-point losses. I have seen shootouts. I have seen blowouts both directions. I've seen losing 59-20. I've seen winning 70-7. Seen everything, but I always believe.
Okay. I'll let Chase go last because to build the drama.
I know what you're gonna say.
You know what I'm gonna say? What am I gonna say?
Yeah, you're gonna pick U of A because it's the safe pick and it makes sense.
It's a safe pick?
Yeah, of course it's the
I don't
safe
think
pick.
betting on
U
any
of A is a way
Arizona
hotter
team.
team right now.
I don't think betting on
Why is it
any
a safe
Arizona
pick?
team is a safe pick.
Well, because they have their starting quarterback still playing, who's probably going to go. He's probably going to get drafted in the first 3 rounds as well.
Fifita? No, he's not.
You don't think Fafita's going in the first 3 rounds?
No,
I'm
he's
not saying the
way
first round, but
undersized.
probably third or fourth
No,
round.
he will not get drafted. He's way too undersized.
Okay, I'd figured you'd be a lot higher on him. No, I think that you like a lot of the conference and the nation's sleeping on him, but I think that you're gonna see that U of A is one of the hottest teams in the country right now with a lot on the line who feels disrespected. I think that you think that they're a more complete team, that you think that their defense is solid and their offense is putting up more points, more production and looking more cohesive every single week, especially in the last 4 weeks. I think that you think all signs point to U of A, and I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I'm also saying no.
Chance, you don't even have to talk. He just talked for you, apparently. He just
I
did
know,
all the
exactly.
math for
Stats
you.
don't matter this week, man.
Connor just
I
did
just
all the
heard out of
math
Connor's
and
mouth.
then put the wrong answer down.
X equals chicken.
Yeah.
It does. Is Arizona's song "Born to Be Wild"? Is that like their thing?
No, they're not cool enough for that.
Okay. I remember going to the Vegas Bowl against Arizona. And they were pretty wild. But in Wildcats, Born to Be Wild, I thought that was their thing because they kept playing that song.
Yeah, I've never deigned to go to their stadium.
Connor, ASU better hope that they can run the ball. And I think that they can, to be fair, because throwing the ball is going to be very difficult against Arizona. They've got a good secondary. You've got Sims. You've got a beat up Jordan Tyson. Maybe he's in better shape, maybe he's not, but they've got a ball hawk defense. So you got to run on them. And you got to hope that you're effective doing that. I agree with a lot of things that you said, Connor, especially about the things you said about Arizona. And that's why, yes, I am picking Arizona. I think they've got a more balanced team. You're right. I think Fafita has been smart this year. He hasn't turned the ball over like he did in the past. They have a capable running team, and I hope that they utilize it more than they do because they're better than they show on stats in the running game. Chase has called it out all year. Why are you not running this guy the ball? He looks awesome. So just a complete offense, I think, and a really good ball hawking defense is going to just barely put them over the top of ASU. ASU's at home. It's hard to beat them there. But I mean, Arizona has been really good, and I've seen them I saw them in double overtime. That was the worst game of the year by far that I felt watching BYU play. You guys went through it with me. I kept saying I would not say a thing. I hated that game so much.
You were dead silent.
It's because Arizona puts you in bad situations you do not want to be in. So I hope that's not you, Connor, but I fear it might. So I'm going Wildcats.
You know, I think it's
Go
fair.
ahead, Chase.
I think it's fair that you picked Arizona to beat ASU because, I mean, Connor's cheering for UCF to beat your team right now and ruin your team for a 4% shot at getting mollywopped again by Texas Tech. So I think it's fair that you would say that, Chan. Connor, I said something to you in the chat. I said a lot of things to you in the chat, but one of them was in Latin. Do you remember what I said?
I forget. I remember that you said it, but I forget what it was.
Julius Caesar reference.
Et tu, Brute? Don't do it to me because I picked against LSU.
Et tu, Brute.
I'm not going to lie.
I do not trust Jeff Sims at quarterback against this defense. Sawyer Robinson is a amazing quarterback. And yes, his team is trash, but he and that offense are good. And they got bottled up. They got bottled up and destroyed. I don't think Sims is going to make the right decisions here, man. I mean, he's what is he, a 5th-year senior? 6-year senior? He's a 6-year senior, and still he plays like a freshman because he's never really had the chance.
Jeff Sims changed Cam Rising's diapers.
Yeah, so I can't trust him with that defense, man. The upside is, even if they lose this game, right now, ASU is 7-3 in the last 10 games against them. So even if they win, you guys have the better head-to-head the last 10 years. But I think they're taking the
You guys,
territorial
you're
cup
the
this year.
Did you hear that? He said, "You guys." He's
You
abandoning.
guys,
Hmm.
you have a degree from there.
I know.
You guys.
I know. I have a degree from there, and it makes me smart enough to realize when the storm is coming. So it's coming, and it's you might see a different storm coming on the big screen before the game, but after that, in the third quarter, when half the fans have left, it's going to be rough. It won't be the third quarter, but there's going to be a lot of pissed off fans in Tempe. Sorry. I said I was never going to pick this team again, but they have proven themselves time and time again. The only teams that have really been able to beat them have been on the ground. Bear Bachmeier and BYU's running game is what won them that game in that overtime. So they haven't lost to really anybody that bad. So they lost to Houston on a kick, but so did we. And they were on the road. I don't know. Sorry.
All right. Well, it's in the books, everybody. Rivalry week. Some people riding the numbers. Some people riding the vibes. Some people just twisting the knife just because they can.
Connor,
This is what we live.
One thing.
Go ahead. Okay, interrupt my closing.
Sorry. I'm sorry. One quick thing, though.
He's so bad.
One quick thing that makes me feel good about the Iron Bowl, though, is, Connor, you have picked on essentially 5 Alabama games this year. You know what your record is in those Alabama games?
Am I 0-5?
You're 0-5.
Like,
You're 0-5.
even when I do pick them to win?
Yeah, you picked Georgia to beat them.
Yeah, because I picked Georgia to beat them, and then I picked Oklahoma
Tennessee
to
beat
lose.
them. You picked Vandy to beat them. You picked Alabama to beat Oklahoma.
The one time I finally put my faith in them.
And we didn't officially pick the first game of the year, but you definitely were not picking Florida State to beat them. So you're 0-5.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be rivalry week. It is going to be bitter. It is going to be exhausting. Even if we're sitting here, we're going to be sweating watching it. It's going to be one thing above all, and that's a good time. We are moving into our final segment. We're going to change it up a little bit this week. We're going to introduce something fun. It's been intense. This has been a long ride throughout this season, and we have learned a lot about what it is to talk about college football this in depth, and what it means to be a fan, because we all have very different perspectives on fandom and things that people remember and things that stick with people and things that people believe make trends and things that people believe are one-off. Everything is subjective. Everything is perspective. But there are some things that are cold, hard facts. And we're going to introduce a trivia segment today to see which one of us will be rotating. So every week there's going to be one question asker and then at least one question answerer. And the nature of the questions is going to be kind of up to the asker. And we're going to call it questionable calls, because we're going to get 7 total questions, 6 about college football, and then 1 that has to do with anything but college football. It could be sports related. It could be about anything, but it will not be about college football. That will be the extra point. So this is our inaugural one. We are going to be doing a pretty basic, just introductory college football question.
What's the nature of these questions? Is it team
Okay,
related or is it random?
These are just general. So again, this is just general college football trivia. So this game is going to be, I'm going to start off. We'll go alphabetically by first name. So whoever's name starts with C.
H.
Oh, whoever's second letter H.
A.
Second letter, third letter A. Okay. I actually don't know what's later in the alphabet, S or N. L, M, N, N, O, P, Q. Okay. Chance. So Chance, you're answering first. So we're just going to alternate one question per person. Whoever gets it wrong, or basically first person to get 3 questions wrong total is the loser. And then we'll have a tiebreaker at the end for the +1, the extra point. So this one, I've actually never even heard of this person. So this is probably the hardest question that we might have.
So you're giving me the hardest question? What is this?
Yeah, just out of spite. And because I don't know who this person is, which I might get roasted in the comments for not knowing who this person is, but I've literally never heard of this person before. Where did Bill Bates play college football? Has anybody heard of Bill Bates?
I've heard the name.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one, because the rest of these are actually pretty manageable. Apparently he played at Tennessee. I guess he had had a successful career in the NFL. I've literally never heard of him before. Okay, this is a
Who
fun
did he
one.
play for in the NFL? Did he play for
Literally,
the Bills?
all that this says is that he had a successful career in professional football. That's it. Anyways,
Bill Bates?
Bill Bates. This one's more fun.
Oh, for the Cowboys. Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
did Burt Reynolds play college football for? Chance. I know you know this one too. I feel like if it was multiple choice, I feel like you'd know it.
Burt Reynolds.
The
Do
actor.
you know it? I don't know it either.
Neither of you? Okay. All right. If both of you get it wrong, then I won't count it.
This
as
wasn't my
either.
Burt
question.
Reynolds?
Rigged.
I feel like he's an actor.
I don't know
I feel
where
like
any actors go.
I guess it's wrong, but I'll go with USC.
No. Florida State.
Sorry, what? I would have guessed Texas.
All right.
We're gonna go
Right.
0 for 5, and then Chance will lose because he would.
Well, I feel really bad because this next one is like pretty easy. So
Whatever.
Watch now. I'm not gonna know it. I'm not gonna know it, and it's gonna look even worse.
there's Chase. If you don't know this one, I'm gonna fly down there and smack you upside the head. What two teams compete in the Apple Cup?
In the Apple Cup,
Are you serious? I know this one. Are you serious, bro?
I'm doubting myself. I'm probably wrong.
You got it.
No, I don't. Is it Washington and Washington State?
Thank God, man.
Hey, good job. You got it.
All right. I don't know if I would have gotten I didn't when I read it, I absolutely knew it, but I don't know if I would have gotten it. Like I was like, oh yeah, I know that one.
My
but I don't know if I would.
My subconscious instantly said Washington State, but I was like,
No,
why?
I'm talking about this next question. I would have known the Apple Cup
Oh.
without even
Okay.
as a reflex. I'm talking about this question.
No.
Okay.
That
I'll remember
one's
that.
super
I'll
easy.
remember.
Classic Pac-12 rivalry. All
What?
right, Chance. Who is the first man to win both the Heisman Trophy and head coach, a national championship team? He won a Heisman as a player,
I know it.
and and I don't think it was with the same team.
I think I
But
know it.
he later won a national championship as head coach of another team. It might have been the same. It actually might have been the same team, same state, certainly.
Well, now I'm doubting it.
Okay. I'm between two people. I don't think Lou Holtz won the Heisman, but he did coach. Is it Jim Brown?
It is not
Tim
Jim Brown.
Sorry, Tim Brown.
No,
It's not Tim Brown.
Are his guesses done?
yeah. Do you want? You this isn't going to penalize you. Do you want?
Is
Do
it
you want to guess?
Steve Spurrier?
It is Steve Spurrier. Florida, baby, go Gators!
Woo!
All right, Chance 0-2. Chase, if you know this one, I would be kind of surprised, but maybe not. You're not that surprised. Who did Joe Montana play for in college?
Shit. The University of San Francisco? Montana. I feel like a team would talk about this all the time. Like they'd mention it in broadcasts. Is it Maryland?
No.
No.
It's way bigger than that.
Way bigger?
Notre Dame.
I didn't get a
Alright.
chance to steal on that one.
You don't get to steal. I didn't get a point for guessing.
Oh, you
Did
didn't.
you
get
know?
the
Did you
Steve
know where
Spurrier
Joe
one?
Montana played? Did you know that?
Notre Dame.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
now that you
Well,
said
I didn't give him the steal. That wasn't his
No,
point.
I didn't get
that
a
he knew
point
Steve
for it. I
Spurrier.
just
That was
wanted to
his
guess
point.
it because I thought I knew it.
Oh, the Spurrier one.
I am glad that you're getting this one, Chance, though, because I think you might know it, and I know Chase would know it. So I'm. What's Bear Bryant's real name? His real first name, not
Shoot.
Bear.
What is his first name?
Chase, you know it, don't you?
No comment.
I don't remember. his
I
first
wouldn't have
name.
gotten it either.
It's like, let's just go with Theodore.
Paul.
I knew
Bear
that one.
Bryant.
That one. I knew Paul.
Yeah.
I knew that one.
That's another
actually.
one that, like, as soon as I read it, I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, I did
I
know
knew.
that."
I knew that one.
It's
You
Punk
give me
Ass.
multiple-
That's
that
his
is-
name. Punk Ass.
Wait. Has Amy? Did the name? Chase did get one right.
I'm
'Cause he
gonna
got
go
Apple
for one for you. 'Cause I need you to get some pride back on this one, Chase. I'm gonna give you a real easy one. What school's mascot is the Wolfpack?
Wait, why is he getting an easy one?
You
You already
already
got an
out,
easy
dude.
one.
You're playing for pride on the next question.
Wait.
Can I
isn't-
answer this one if he doesn't know it?
Isn't there two?
There are multiple wolf-themed schools, but
North
only
Carolina
one
State.
Wolfpack. There you go.
So Nevada's just wolves?
Yeah, they're just the wolves. Wait, Oh, they might be
No.
the Wolf. I thought they were the. I think of Arkansas State Red Wolves, and then the New Mexico as the Lobos.
You gave him You gave him a question with 2 right answers.
I got them both, so that should be extra.
That's okay.
This
that's
thing
actually,
is rigged.
That's
thing
an
is
error. I
absolutely
totally
rigged.
forgot. That's an error on the question.
Chance,
'Cause it
calm
says
down.
there's
It's
only
not
one
like it gives.
answer.
It's not like it gives you a wheel
Yeah.
spin. Relax.
Hey, this is our initial dry run at this. This is kind of an improv one. We're working out the kinks live. This is the questions will be better. The game will
Give
be
him a
better
couple
next
more.
time, I promise.
Give him some bragging.
Okay.
Give him some.
Chance, where
confidence.
did Kurt Warner play in college?
I know where his son plays.
Dude,
Why can't I remember right now? When you're put on the spot, Connor, you can't remember these things.
I don't know. Kurt Warner. Well, I guess maybe. I don't know. Kurt Warner is kind of an Arizona hero, so
I mean, it's USC. Sorry.
no.
No?
Famously an FCS player. He was barely recruited. University of Northern Iowa.
David Johnson went there too.
And you're telling me you would have known that, Connor?
Yes, I would have known. Yes, I did know that. I absolutely
I
knew
didn't
that.
know that one. Can you give me like Joe Flacco instead? Oh, we got that one.
Yeah, his question is, who is Joe Flacco?
Hey, Connor, Connor, before you look it up, where did Joe Flacco play?
I have no clue where Joe
All
Flacco
right, Chase,
played.
where did Joe Flacco play?
How am I supposed to know? Joe Flacco.
Well, you didn't
No.
specify. So Baltimore, Cleveland, the Jets,
Delaware, University of Delaware.
University
Thank
of
you, guys.
Delaware. Yeah.
All right. So and some of these are bad. Like I said again, I was these are just bad questions. Like there's who was Oklahoma's third Heisman? I'll throw this one to anybody.
Third Heisman?
Yes, third Heisman.
Was it before I was born?
Yes, long before any of us were born.
I don't care then.
Billy Sims. Like
Dan
some of these questions are
Bradford.
just nonsense. Some of these questions, one of these questions is what state does Tulane play in? And then some of them are who was the first pick of the 1985 NFL draft? Yeah,
1985?
1985.
Lou Holtz.
I don't know.
Lou Holtz was already about 1 million years old then.
I know.
It wouldn't have been Detmer. It would have been
Not a BYU.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's the year that Detmer got.
Yeah,
into-
Virginia
also
Tech if it
Cheyenne.
helps.
What?
Virginia Tech if it helps.
It was a crazy year. I know that.
I remember it now.
But you do.
Yeah.
It's not. Nobody's been assigned this question.
No, he was
I'm-
saying
I'm
he was saying he
secretly-
remembers
Secretly
85.
50 years old, actually. So I remember this.
That was a monster year. If you look at like who was, I don't know. I can't remember. Who was
Okay,
it?
there's Bruce Smith. I don't know. Okay,
Bruce Smith.
we're gonna have a
Maybe I'm thinking of
tiebreaker.
The wrong year.
We're gonna end this one with a tiebreaker because frankly those questions were mostly garbage and
Tiebreaker. I'm up 3-0.
shut up. You had to name where Tulane plays.
Louisiana.
You had to name the Apple Cup participants.
Oh my.
You're the one asking the questions. You're acting
All
like
right.
it's rigged, but
We're
you're
gonna-
the one asking them.
This is a dry run. Okay, we're gonna do one more tiebreaker. Pop culture, or I guess history. Technically, we're gonna go backwards, naming U.S. presidents until someone fails one. So Chase Chance went
let's
first
just
last time. So
gentleman's
Chase, who was the
agreement
current?
to lose this right now?
Huh?
So
Wait, first of all, before we do this, are we like, if someone is a repeat person, are you naming them again?
yes, yeah, we're going in numeric. So
So even if it's 2 terms back to back.
no. If it's consecutive terms,
Okay.
then no, you just name one. Yeah. So who is the current president?
Arnold
Chase.
Schwarzenegger.
I'll give you a pass on that one.
Donald Trump.
Chance, who was the previous president?
Should we just gentleman's agreement? We're just looking like fools, Chase.
I didn't say it was going to take long, but who was the previous president?
The one who can't remember his own name right now.
Oh my gosh, can you remember his own name? Just say it.
Kamala Harris's brother.
Good
Brother.
Lord, fine. Okay, who was
Joe
before that?
Biden.
Chase?
Obama.
You missed
Whatever,
one. He missed one. I win.
I'll take it. Whatever. Who was before Obama, Chance?
Wait. This is rigged.
He was being a jerk about it. He's not wanting to play because he's mad that I'm not letting him win the previous one. This is the extra point. This is how it goes. I get to choose.
You know
this.
what? You know what,
This is
Connor?
why-
It's because you're acting just like the committee and you did not respect head to head.
This is part of it. The extra point.
The extra
George Bush.
point. It's 3-0.
George Bush, okay. This is part of it. I got to do one thing about college football and then one on a subject of my choice. This is the game. This is the last question. I need you to go in this order. You can do whatever you want for yours. Okay, he just said George Bush. Who was before George Bush? Chance?
George Bush.
Chase?
Which one?
Okay, George H.W. Bush. Who was before George H.W.?
Usually.
This is where I would have lost too, Chase.
Well, I'm doubting
guys serious?
myself because I think I know who it is, but usually it flips, right? Can't be.
Gore.
Is it Reagan?
It's Reagan. Okay, who was before Reagan?
I mean, it wasn't, man, when you're put on the spot, it's hard to remember names. I mean, it wasn't, I'm between two. It wasn't, I'll throw out Carter, I guess.
It was Carter.
I don't even know what year we're at now.
I don't know. We're in the early 70s. I guess technically the mid 70s.
Early.
We're 1972 to 1976.
Jesus. My parents were fucking kids.
Or, sorry, technically 74 to 77 because of the conditions that he was not an elected president.
Oh, this one's easy.
Yeah.
Wasn't elected?
Yeah, there were certain circumstances in which he gained the position that were abnormal. And he went to Michigan and played football there.
Lyndon B. Johnson?
Nope. No. Gerald Ford.
Or
No.
Nixon got impeached and resigned, and so he took over. But Gerald Ford never, ever, ever wanted to be president. But he was the vice president when Nixon, who was a very strong candidate until he messed himself up, had to resign, and therefore he was put in the job and did not run. I believe he did not run for re-election. I believe
before that, was it Kennedy before that?
before Nixon was before Nixon was Johnson, and then before Johnson was Kennedy.
Okay, I would have lost.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll have a better version of that segment in the coming days, but this was fun. We're gonna do something new with this. This has been the Concussion Protocol Podcast. We are going into Rivalry Week. It is the best weekend of college football of the year, outside of maybe if your team is in the playoffs. Everything rides on this week, no matter what the record is. We love it. We've been so happy to have this ride with you guys through the regular season, and we cannot wait to keep it going. We will be with you every single step of the way. Like, follow, subscribe, share with a friend, retweet, repost, whatever you do, whatever the kids are doing these days. We love you. Saying goodbye for Chance and Chase. We'll see you later on the Concussion Protocol Podcast.